My name's Roman Peshke. I run an $11,000 a month AI automation agency, and I record these videos every day answering your questions in the comments. I cover what I did, and then we wrap up tracking my daily subscriber growth right here. Let's jump into the comments, and I need to sort by newest. If you have any questions at all about how to run an AI automation agency, feel free to drop them in the comments. Answer them in the order they come in pretty much every day. Sometimes they get automatically filtered out, so I have to kind of strip some of those if I miss some every once in a while. So let's scroll down a couple days back, and I think, okay, so I answered all these. Let's start with this one right here. In this video, you mentioned making 15K a month. Can you share any proof or evidence you have for that, like a screenshot of the dashboard? Yes. If you go to my channel and you go to, should be like this. Yeah, here we go. This first video here. This is about 2 weeks ago. And I go through and I share my Stripe accounts and all that. So you can see how much money I make, at least as of 2 weeks ago. So that's the video I check out. Currently in college, did you drop out? I dropped out of college after a semester of junior college in Santa Barbara. So I went there for a semester with the plan to major in business admin for transfer, then go into the econ program at UC Santa Barbara because I had to pay for my own school. Then after a semester in, I was making enough money from a business that I had started like over that summer leading into it. I was making enough money from that to where I could cover all my rent, my expenses, and I had learned more actually operating that than I had in my semester of business class. And so kind of weighed the decisions back and forth and thought, well, learned a lot from actually running the business. And I'm in school for business, admin for transfer, but taking a lot of these other classes that are taking up a lot of my time. And I could always go back. So I weighed those back and forth. I was like, okay, since I can support myself, I'm going to go and just work full time and learn that way. And so that's what I did, and I dropped out. So yeah, answers that one. 3, how long did it take you to hit 1K a month with your AI agencies, and how long from there to reach 10K a month? Screenshots of the progress would be awesome if possible. I do not have screenshots. 1K a month straight from the AI agency took probably maybe 60 days at most. It's hard because it kind of blended my SMMA with some of it. Like some of those clients got upsold onto higher level services. And so it wasn't exactly from scratch to start out. But then other clients I've gotten have come completely from scratch since I started. So the 0 to 1K is kind of a blend. By the time I'd gotten my first like pure cold outbound AI automation agency client, it's probably 60 days in, putting like a couple hours a week towards it. So not a full-time gig. So without focusing all of my efforts on growing it, just being able to spare a couple of hours in between like the actual other agency and the consulting business I'm a partner in, and then this being the third thing, I was able to get there. So hope that helps. For advice from me, as I'm thinking of starting solo AI jobs on Fiverr, why would businesses choose to work with somebody like me over a fully fledged AI engineer? I mean, one, I don't think Fiverr is the best place to start personally. I prefer like doing cold outbound to business owners personally, just because like Fiverr and Upwork get a lot of people that are just price shopping and will pay you as little as possible. And you're in kind of a bidding war against everyone else to see who will do it for the cheapest. But that aside, why would a business choose to work with somebody like you over a fully fledged AI engineer? Well, if you can articulate the problem that they're facing back to them better than other people can, you can show that you have a deeper understanding. And so that is one competitive edge you have. You could have other background information or example projects that you've worked on that you can show to them that show that you are competent in exactly what they need. That can be an edge. You could work for free. That could be an edge. You could be cheaper than them. That could be an edge. You could be more expensive. In another context, that is also a competitive advantage over anyone else. But I mean, the fact that you said AI engineer in here for your prompt for your competition, I would just get that out of your head. You're going up against other people that are wanting to start a business, and you just happen to be in the field of AI. So, what does that mean? That means that you have a multitude of things that you can compete on. Your knowledge might not be as great as an AI engineer who has devoted their whole essence into becoming that. But you do have advantages in other aspects of your life that maybe you just haven't realized yet. Maybe you're a good communicator. If you are a 10 out of 10 communicator and the brightest AI engineer is a 1 out of 10 communicator, you will most likely make more money because you'll be able to communicate that you can solve their problem, that you can solve the business owner's problem in a more effective way, even if you don't have as good of skills to back it up. As long as you can solve the problem and like fulfill the promises that you make, that's a fantastic advantage. So take a look at what advantages you do have, and then honestly go back and look at my niche, like picking a niche video, and because that's kind of how I think of finding clients, is you niche down, solve a very particular problem that is expensive for the business owner and can deliver a whole lot of monetary value. So I hope that helps. What specific AI workflows or bots are you building out for new clients in Go High Level? These are mostly chatbots and voice AI, and then a couple like dynamic review request stuff that'll drip in some information about the client based on the notes. You ever worry that AI will get tired of Go High Level and start its own competing agency? I mean, eventually, yes, in like 5-10 years. But for now, I'm gonna ride the wave. Energy drinks give a quick sugar plus caffeine rush, but the crash hits too hard. Addicted, bad for teeth and heart. Take vitamin B12, B9, B6, all vitamin A, B, D, and protein. Honestly, I don't have crashes from caffeine. I am fully an addict, but every couple of weeks or so, as my tolerance builds, I take a couple days off. Usually feel bad for that first day, and then the second two are fine. Quick sugar, I only drink sugar-free energy drinks, so like max 10-20 calories. I know carbonated beverages are bad for your teeth. I use like enamel protective toothpaste just because they're kind of sensitive. Heart, not fully convinced on that one. And then they're all fortified with the vitamin complexes, and I make sure to crush my protein. But thank you for the advice. You said that getting a lot done before the day's distraction is more important. You stated that getting a lot done before the day's distraction is more important than a rigid routine. What's one specific distraction you actively try to avoid in the early morning? People texting me, honestly. Like, that's the number one thing. Just keep my phone off until like 9, so I can get a good solid like 4 or 5 hours in there of like hard work. And then all the fires pop up, and I gotta take care of that. Really exhausted but determined. Study late, 9 to 2:30 a.m. Wake at 6. Oh my god, that's brutal. 9 to 2 p.m. college. I want to become a genetic engineer. Bring back all extinct animals except dinosaurs. Hey, bring back the dinos too. That's brutal. 4 hours of sleep. That's gonna be worse for your health than the energy drinks I'm crushing. Side note: if you're an energy drink connoisseur like myself, the Ghost Raspberry Cream is fantastic. So highly recommend. Ever thought about trying to get sponsored by Gymshark? Thank you, Charlotte. Appreciate that so much. With my Gymshark branded t-shirt. Honestly, I did want to pursue that for a while, but then I thought I would rather put that time into building the actual business and then just use the money to buy as much Gymshark as I want. Roman, what camera and lighting do you use? I am using an iPhone 13 Pro Max for my camera. And then lighting, I use these Govee light poles that were on sale on Amazon forever ago for like half price. So I bought 2 of these, I want to say. I think it's this one. I don't know. I can use a phone on my app to connect to it. Let me. So you can see 2 of those, and then I have one like iPad-sized not box light. It's just like a light panel right in front of me. So I got 3 lighting things. I got 1, 2, 3. Definitely not perfect. I think it makes my white wall look tinged, but is what it is. Hey man, thanks very much for the explanation. Here's a very detailed explanation of what I'm doing right now. I run an SMA for construction companies in Australia, specifically for remodelers, and I notice that people here are mostly going to the client's working site and recording them, making them look more authentic and legit. I saw this in the US as well, but not at this scale here. My offer is that I will get them at least 5 high-quality appointments per month that actually show up in the meeting with them, and if I don't, then I pay them the deposit fees back and take no service charge, i.e. they only lose the ad spend. I haven't thought about the service fees yet because, to be honest, I'm still new in the market. For outreach, I'm only doing Instagram DM. It's kind of hard to get a response, though. I get the leads from ad library. I try to reach out to those who at least ran an ad before because that means they can afford it. That's a great idea. I take some deposit fees and hold them in the service. I make at least 12 posts to their social media handles more professionally and legit, and also make them record 3 video ads that I run as meta ads. The issue here, some of them don't want to record themselves, and that is a pain. So I say that only 2 to 3 appointments can be taken from AI-made ads, but they don't like it, and that's a pain. I've done this in Canada and brought decent results for a few, but not all because they're not that cooperative. I am new in Australia, so I saw that they literally record on site, making me confused, and the outreach hasn't gotten a good result so far. I have sent like 50 DMs, got around 1 to 3 responses, and they didn't agree. Now I'm confused if I'm doing something wrong. Like, why is it not working? I can edit and run ads myself. It's just I'm not there, and that makes things hard. Please guide me if I'm wrong somewhere. Yeah, so one thing is that it sounds like you have like a good like micro niche remodelers in Australia, but it seems like you've changed from like US to Canada to Australia, and so you're kind of starting from scratch on like what your outreach sounds like. So it's like kind of niche hopping, but like a light version because you're just switching countries. So pick a country, decide for 90 days you're only doing that one. So if you have more experience in like Canada or the US, go back because you already know how to communicate with that style of business owner. Say for the next 90 days, you are not going to switch to a different country. And then if you are getting 50 DMs, 1 to 3 responses, that is a 2 to 6% response rate, reply rate. That's just a volume issue. Like your sample size here, 50, is just not big enough to see the fruits of your labor right there. I would try to get out 100 DMs like per day. Because if you get 100 DMs per day, that's 2 to 6 responses. And then over the week, that's 14 to, 42? 14 to 42 responses over the course of a week. And if you just have any sort of decent offer that you're presenting to them, you'll get somebody to say yes there, or at least you'll get enough market feedback to where you know what direction to go into next. So I'd say this is just a big volume issue right there. And then now, since you can't do the in-person stuff, And then right here, you're saying that only 2 to 3 appointments can be taken from AI-made ads, but they don't like it, and that's a pain. So, have you asked them why they don't like it? That could be one thing. Just more clearly articulating kind of like the cost benefits of using the AI generated ads and just explaining to that in a more thorough way. And then outside of, let's say they're like hard no on AI ads and you're asking them to record them, I would get a lot more granular on the scripts you're sending them and like the shot notes and everything like that. And then say you can either, might be able to A/B close them on actually sending you the videos, which is we can do it this way, or I can send out one of my guys local to you, and it'll just be an extra X amount, and then we'll get those professionally shot for you. And then what that would look like is you just go on to Upwork, Fiverr, or wherever you can find freelancers that are like videographers that are local in that area, and then just contract them out to go get the shots you need, and you just send them the same like shot list that you would send the business owner to do on them to do themselves. So those are 2 ways to address that part. Offer being 5 high quality appointments per month that actually show up in a meeting with them, and if we don't, I'll pay the deposit back, take no service charge. That's pretty good as far as an offer. Is there a stipulation around ad spend in that? I'm curious about that, because if they have like $2 a day that they're willing to put towards meta ads, then that's going to be pretty hard to fulfill. But yeah, man, biggest thing is volume issue on how many outreaches you've done. If it's just, I mean, like your metrics are spot on, like 2 to 6%, pretty like common, pretty dead on for cold outreach like that. Like typically it's like 3, and then just crank the volume. You know, it's like a viable channel because you're sometimes exceeding that. Then you'll see those like giant like waves and crashes kind of smooth out as you just cram more and more volume into outreach. Like once you've done 1,000 DMs, and once you've done 10,000 DMs, you'll see like, oh, okay, so like today was a little rocky, but over the last like 3 months, these are my numbers. Like I can expect a 3% reply rate. Out of those 3% replies, like X amount will show and then X amount will buy. So it's just a volume issue. So hopefully that helps. Let's see, I might copy this into a doc and see if I can give like a better answer in the future, but cool. Sweet, man. Appreciate that. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have any follow-ups. Super happy to help on that. Let me do the daily channel growth. I'm pretty sure we were stagnant today. Yeah, we were 550. Heartbreaking, but at least we didn't go down. September 28th. Here you go. Here's a little spreadsheet numbers. Bang, bong. Alrighty. That's it for today. See you lovely folks tomorrow.